morning.
And that means it's time for the Rotten Mournings
Podcast!
The best way to start your morning off rotten.
Podcast!
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Rotten Mournings.
Welcome back.
I don't know if it's morning.
It's definitely not morning, but that's okay because we didn't spell it that way any fucking ways.
Yes, we're sad that this is a podcast.
Yes, we're sad that you're listening to this podcast.
Guys, could you just take a moment and figure out why you're listening to this podcast?
No, don't do that because we'll turn it off.
What the fuck, dude? I'm driving through Georgia right now because our producer said this is where our mobile studio is at. I can't find the fucking thing. I just passed Cumming Road and I just passed Beaver Ruin Road.
Listen, you're looking for the mobile studio while driving the mobile studio. You understand that that's a little bit oxymoronic, right?
I get it now. He said go to Atlanta and you'll find the mobile studio. I could have went anywhere. I'm in it.
Yes, you are in the mobile studio.
Jesus. Hey, man, we actually had a pretty exciting week in the Rotten world.
We did. We went to two different Christmas haunts over the weekend. We went to Atrox on Friday, and we went to Containment on Saturday.
Yeah, and weren't you telling me earlier that one of the biggest fans of Rotten passed away this week?
Bob Dole, yeah. Yes, indeed.
Never said one bad thing about us.
He was probably a listener of the podcast. Only going to have three.
That's most.
God, it sounds like you're fitting a Bob Dole yourself.
Yeah, because I Bob Dole myself out of here. Hey, producer's note, we're going to be talking about me dying, so put in some cough sounds just intermittently. Just edit those in.
I feel like I'm getting Omnicron just listening to this podcast.
The Transformer?
Yes.
Okay. It's fair. On Percy Age?
We stay relevant. That's it.
Well, yeah. All right. So this is just a podcast of lies.
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I was having the same problem on my end. I keep hearing you. That's
the same problem that everyone listening to this has when they tuned in for white noise. And here you are getting the other kind of white noise, us.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, we can't help that.
We cannot help that.
We can't help that. Okay, cool. So let's talk about the haunts. You want to talk about the haunts a little bit?
Well, let's talk about Atrox because you actually joined us on that little excursion.
Yeah, I did.
You did. You were there for that.
All I remember is having to pee a lot.
Yeah, yes. Scott Petrie.
We means the same thing as pee, you idiots.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I hate fun. I thought we had talked about trying to cut out as much fun as possible, and you said, what fun? And I said, that's fair.
That's fair.
So
anyway, about the haunt.
Fat off of banana.
Come on, look, we talked about this. You're supposed to be keeping me on topic.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, oh, boy. So we went to Atrox, and of course we had gone to Atrox during their season. It was one of their off days. It was on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, one of the things that stood up to me was it seemed like there were so many more people in that haunt now.
Yeah, I didn't get to go, but I have been to Atrox many times, and I've never found it to be actor heavy.
Yeah, me neither.
Now, so just like a one little point on that, just because All right, so like if you're working the haunt and you're working an animatronic or you're working an effect, and I don't see you, that may be a case that I just don't know about. We're
True.
just talking about people that we're seeing as characters that are doing a thing. So that's that. I want to clarify that.
Yeah, we could easily say that about, like, say at the haunted chicken house, they've got a guy that works the fire truck that drives forward.
Sure.
If
Oh
you
yeah.
didn't know that, then you would probably say, like, oh, there was a fire truck that went forward, but there's like a guy working that too. So, and anytime we say that about actors versus animatronics, it like that all has a place in different haunts, and we don't want one kind of haunt. We want all kinds of haunts.
All kinds of haunts are what make the haunt season so special, and also that we are privileged to be surrounded by premier haunts of so many different styles.
Indeed.
Um, Atrox, with their Christmas haunt, they came in, they did a rebuild on several of their areas to make it thematic. And the areas that weren't changed that much, they did make an active effort to add in some more Christmas
Theming.
elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did
Uh,
I did see places. Now, we went live before we went out there, and we're talking about sort of what we were anticipating, and what we even think about when you think about a Christmas haunt, because I'm sure that there is a lot of people that don't go to haunts as religiously as we do, that are probably like, oh, Christmas haunt, that probably means they just threw a Christmas tree in there and charged me $28 to go back through again, and it's the same exact thing I saw last year.
yeah.
And that's why I felt like it was so many more actors there, because they were pushing those themes as well.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
I honestly enjoyed their Christmas haunt probably a little bit more than I enjoyed their in-season haunt.
well, I think everybody, or most everybody in there, was giving it 100%. And that was really cool to see. The fact that we saw some stuff that we have never seen before,
Yes.
and some costumes we had never seen before, some characters we'd never seen before, really made that special. So this was a special thing for me for sure.
And I was going to say something else. Like, I've noticed this year, and I always notice this when it comes to like different haunts and different haunts we've gone to. It seems like every year there's one thing that all the haunts sort of do in tandem in a way, or
Yeah,
focus more on in a way. So for me, this year has been all about the smells of a haunt.
sure.
And it seems like a lot more haunts are paying more attention to that smell bringing you into the experience. So, like, Atrox had so many different smells in different areas.
I didn't get to experience that, but I will take your word for it.
Well, that's just because you're snuffy and you were thinking about pee the whole time.
Yes, but I'm glad that you said that because that is something that I have mentioned several times that adds to the immersion. And I think a good haunt is immersive.
Agreed. And I think, like, the thing about Atrox is you go into those damper areas, they're like cavernous and stuff, and it really like smells like an old cavern, or it smells like you're in an operating room, because it's very surgical, and there's that kind of like burning plastic smell, and stuff like that. Like, I really like to see that, not just going to a haunt with a bunch of sweaty people and being like, oh, it smells like sweaty people in here.
Yeah, that is the silicone mask downfall.
Yes.
You're stinking under that mask, buddy. Or hey, wash that costume at some point. Um, yeah, the backstage. I was just thinking, like backstage of the haunt that I would work most often in Vegas. Um, there would be days where we're like, okay, every costume has to get out of here and go to the dry cleaner. I'm like, no, sir, we're sanitizing because there's going to be some smells.
I mean, shit, you wear the same thing and do your most intense movement for fucking 9 hours. Don't be surprised when you come out smelling like kitty litter.
Yeah. One thing though, and like I said, I didn't really have a good sense of smell when I went through there, but like, did you smell any Christmas smells like gingerbread or eggnog
Okay,
or
and
those kind of
yes, I
smells?
definitely like, especially considering that we went through during the season and it was more of a sort of a dank, sort of, you know, moist, all these different things that like had those cavernous thing. But when we were in there, it was like, you know, they had a little peppermint smell, they had a little gingerbread smell here and there. And
Okay.
maybe that was just the actors vaping those new flavors, but you know, it still added to it. Fuck it, let them vape in there if it puts smell in there.
Yeah, so that's I think that's probably a rule that we have to implement with our haunt actors is that you can, if you're gonna vape, it has to be thematic.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be actually pretty fucking cool if you like provided your actors in certain areas like, look, we know you guys are going to smoke or vape or whatever, but here, you're in the gingerbread house. You use the gingerbread vapes for now, and then you don't have to pay like copious amounts of money to create smell-o-vision. Your actors will take care of it for you.
Yeah, hey, it's a thing we can pitch.
I
Haunt
know,
themed
right?
vape juices, and we know a vape guy. I mean, we got to
That's
stop
true.
talking about this on the air because wink, wink, we got a thing.
Yeah, yeah. All of our ideas get stolen because you know those two people that listen to us are big and on inventions.
That's the only reason they listen to us is to steal our sweet ass ideas.
Yeah, I
Jesus,
think
man,
ass idea you could have ended right there.
I I literally like cringed while I was saying that because I'm like, wait a minute. Fuck, I just missed my fucking exit. Fuck, I hate this goddamn fucking town. Fuck Atlanta, it fucking sucks so fucking, god damn it. Now I gotta drive 900 goddamn hours in the wrong fucking, fuck. What is this?
That's Aatrox.
So yeah, Aatrox. Fuck, I hate this town, dude. I literally just started sweating. I'm so mad.
Well, do you want to find your footing for a little bit, and we'll come back for the containment review?
Now, on my way over and pissed. Hey, I'll buy you fucking candy, dude. You let me over. Thank you so goddamn much. So now I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I feel like now I need a gingerbread vape.
Oh,
Oh, the good old
I
gingerbread.
thought we weren't talking about that anymore.
Oh, whoops. Oh, shit. Definitely edit that out or you're fired. Cool. So that was Aatrox. And guys, listen, this was a small little review of it. Go back and watch the lives if you haven't, because you definitely want to see us doing the lives, because you get to see us instead of just hearing us, which we admit is awful.
Is awful. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
both of
think
them.
that the live we did for Aatrox is probably one of the most like together lives we've done because we had all of us in shot and it was a good shot. The sound was good, man. I was kind of applaud on that one.
Yeah, that was good times. So go watch that live, and then yesterday you guys kicked me out of the group and went to another hunt.
We did. We were like, you know what? I really enjoy Coppin Scott, but I think we'll fly this one solo. And by solo, I mean only 6 of us, which is the exact opposite of solo.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna take a quick break and come right back and talk about what hunt we did last night.
Yes.
No, you know what? No, we're not gonna take a break, and the producer can just like fix it in post or whatever.
I'm glad you led with that because I was about to be like, that was a great commercial.
Shit.
I was gonna be like, yeah, we pulled Scott aside and we explained to him the importance of keeping a calm and even temper attitude while on the live, and then we realized that we're not doing that live. This is a completely different thing. This is a podcast where we just scream at you.
Podcast. Sorry.
Okay, get it out of your system.
I'm not. I'm gonna
Holding your hair back, little lady.
Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. It's killing me, and like it's not helping how much I'm drinking. Let's. Like
Don't say that. That's
like,
implicatable. You're in the middle of Atlanta traffic, and you're saying it's probably because of how much I'm drinking.
I'm just saying, dude. If you've got double vision and there's already 8 lanes, there's like 48 fucking lanes. It is fucking pandemonium.
Oh my God! Last time we were in Nashville and got on that crazy highway, all of a sudden a train comes along, and I'm like, "There's a fucking train section in this road. What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah. So last night we went to containment.
Yes, we meaning us. You didn't get to go with us then. You were on your way to have shenanigans up north.
Oh yeah, that's right. So tell me about the containment.
Well, right off the bat, like they changed the whole frontage of that place and made it look like an old Victorian like haunted house. It was so cool.
So let me ask you this before you jump into that, because I
Okay.
heard you mention that when we were doing our pre-show notes. Containment is a haunt we should go on record as saying we've never been to in season.
Yes, we have never been to containment while it's actually functioning on its regular season.
Yeah, so I was wondering if the Victorian house was part of season or was new for Christmas.
See, I can't really comment on that, but I can say that on their Facebook, they were talking about adding all this new stuff just for the Christmas season. So it could be that. Now, just to let the audience know, when we went to containment last, it was like their spring thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was spring. It was spring thing.
Yeah. Yes. Good. I'm glad we're both on the same page with that. So it was definitely out of season, and so I got to look at what they had there and their theming. So, and that's super important to me, going to a haunt as a Christmas haunt and seeing what they changed up. To me, because we were there like it was a little about 8 months, 9 months, but good God, the amount of work that they had to have put in to change that shit over.
Wow, that's awesome. Containment is a very unique haunt in that a lot of haunts that we go to are classifiable as museum haunt, vintage style haunt, DIY haunt, backyard haunt, constructor haunt. I don't know where I would put containment.
Well, and see, containment has this this ability to exist in those kind of like empty spaces, because containment has, like, say you'll go through 2 or 3 rooms that are like very museum haunt looking. Not to mention the fact that when you first come into the waiting room, which was literally like halfway through the haunt at this point, they have that giant animatronic that is literally like somebody watching you and talking through the animatronic, which you don't get at a lot of haunts.
Now, I'm not sure if I remember, but now when I went through that haunt before, that was a giant pumpkin.
Yes, it was still that, but it had a giant Christmas hat on it now.
That's fun. Oh, I like that. Fuck yeah. That's a clever way to use the same thing without completely destroying your prop.
Yeah, I'm worried about the echo.
Is it bad?
It seems like it's taking you a little bit to realize that I'm saying something, like we would be talking over each other.
Oh no, that's fine. I wasn't super interested in what you were saying.
That's fair.
Yeah. Also traffic. So.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's. If it gets worse, I should know.
Okay. So on to talking about like the internal of the haunt and how it worked. It was themed toward the Christmas Carol, which like Ebenezer Scrooge, Christmas past, present, and future. And I think that was really well used in that haunt to kind of move you through those layers. And of course, it was already set up as their in-season haunt, but they were able to use that theming to say, hey, this is sort of this ring of hell, like this is Greek, or this is gluttony, or anything like that. So they kind of mix different ideas in there.
That's fun.
Good Lord, it sounds like you're in a space vacuum.
Am I in a space vacuum right now?
Yeah, are you on the interstate or off the interstate right now?
I'm off the planet.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
I ran out of alcohol and I started doing this other like stuff, and like, bro, cars floating. I'm just in the clouds.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Unbelievable, but awesome nonetheless.
Most of my life is.
But I'd say, like, in the where containment was at, I had a great time, great hunt, super awesome people, very Christmas themed. Again, like we were talking to somebody about how it's really cool to see that one theme pulled throughout the whole hunt because it actually gives the hunt more continuity.
Yeah.
And so they had that going for them, of course. A lot of stuff, it wasn't like a ton of like standout stuff. It was all very visual, very thematic. The actors were doing a great job, but there is one guy that was just acting his little heart out, dude. This dude that was out back where you normally go to exit the hunt, he was phenomenal.
Awesome.
He was talking about, why did we come out this way? He's been hiding here for 15 years. Why would we come to his area and bring the monsters with us and all this different stuff? It was super fun.
Oh, that's really cool. That's like some story there.
Yes.
Nice.
And he didn't ever even, like, even though he was leading the group, like saying, hey, you got to go this way, this way, this way. He didn't do it in a way where he seemed like he was just being explanatory. He stayed in character and was like, all right, well, get the hell out of here. Go over there. Get the hell out of here. So, like, we had a lot of fun with that, dude.
Hell yeah.
So kudos to whoever the hell you are, dude. You did a kick-ass job.
Nice. Well, that's fun, man. I'm glad you guys got to go out and check out that hunt. And guys, the season's not even over for Christmas hunts. We still got some other Christmas hunts coming up. I don't know that we're going to be able to make it, but I see on the calendar or on a calendar that PV Slaughterhouse has a Christmas event coming up on the 17th.
It's astounding to me how many hunts are doing Christmas hunts this year. It's amazing.
That's great. And we've got one that we're going to this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to go to Spook Trail on Saturday.
Yeah, one of our favorite hunts.
That literally the most terrifying hunt in Alabama. Yep,
bar none, it is. And we always seem to have a great time there.
Yep.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a couple other things before we jump into our next section.
Okie dokie.
When I say we're going to break, I need you to stop the recording. We can't just keep talking. I don't understand why I say clearly we're going to break. The red light should go off.
And then we're back. We're back.
Oh, yeah, we're back, I guess. Great break.
Back to the third cut of the opening.
Literally was trying to take a piss break, and the red light won't go off, so I know we're still live.
Well, that's because you're pissing in the mobile studio. It's always live.
I mean, that's not inaccurate. It's just hurtful. I don't know why it hurts this bad when I pee. Look, here's the thing.
You should probably have that looked into.
You don't put the razors in before it doesn't matter. Look.
Yeah.
So we are going to the Spook Trail. May try to hit some other
Saturday.
Christmas haunts. What's that?
Yes, we'll be out there on Saturday, and you guys, do your due diligence. I'm sure that there's a haunt near you doing the Christmas haunt, and for us, like I don't know where you stand on Christmas, Scott, but me personally, I'm not a big fan of Christmas. Not a bah humbug type of person, but I just, it's whatever. But man, when I get to go to a haunt, that's about the most Christmas cheer I get to feel.
I get that. I am not a big Christmas guy. I do spend a Christmas with my children that I enjoy, just being able to be off of work and they be off work and we get to spend time together. I do enjoy that.
That's awesome.
Other than that, what's that?
That's awesome.
Yeah. But other than that, it's not really a holiday that I particularly celebrate. We have a holiday around this time that I much prefer. So
I agree.
Agreed.
And we'll talk about that in a later podcast for everybody wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, so that's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so come back or, don't.
Either way, we're still going to keep making these, whether we have listeners
We
or
are.
not.
We are. And it's funny because we hold ourselves like accountable to it and like nobody's like really telling us we have to do anything. So we're like, this is for you guys, us.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we listen to it way more time. Like our listen count is more than other listeners combined.
Yes, because we're listening to it over and over again. Because the nostalgia of yesterday.
So stupid. Cool. Now there is, I did want to say, posted up on ROTN is going to be a couple of lives. If you didn't get to see those, go back and check those. There is a review from 13th Gate that got posted today.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. I personally have not seen that, but I'm quite interested.
Yeah, it's a short one, but it's pretty neat. And then maybe some other stuff coming up through the week, but you guys have to check it out. In the morning, Monday morning, there should be an episode of Rotten Writers, which is a podcast that a couple of members have put together.
Yeah, super fun stuff. People talking about writing and reading. 50% of that I don't do.
100% of that you don't do.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's
I
fair.
was being generous to myself. Come on.
You were, and I appreciate it, but we're all about honesty.
Is that what we're about? You just got this saying that we're about bullshit.
No, I didn't.
I'm so confused.
I don't remember saying
It's like the two doors in Labyrinth where one tells the truth and the other one tells a lie, and you got to figure out which one's the liar.
Yeah, that's the only way I got out of Atlanta. Would he say that my boobs looked great? I don't know. And then I get like,
so you're not wearing boots. Yeah. It always goes back to that. Your boot.
Cool. So any other rotten news?
I know that a lot of our other creators have, go check out Constance's calendar. Of course, you always have Darker Stories putting out 2 episodes a month, so go check him out. And like I was saying, just get out there and go to a Christmas haunt, man. It's even if you don't care for Christmas, because I don't really care for Christmas, it's still a fucking hell of a good time.
Yeah, a lot of the American holidays I'm not huge fans of. St. Patty's Day I'm not a huge fan of, but by the same token, I like St. Patty's haunts.
I do. Same with Valentine's Day. I literally hate everything about Valentine's Day, and I can easily say that without offending anybody. And I like the haunts on Valentine's Day.
They're always super fun.
There is something about a fat guy in a diaper with a bow and arrow that just reads haunted house.
Yeah. All right.
I wasn't saying you right now. I wasn't making a personal reference there.
All right. Well, I'm going to go cry. And then...
it's like Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. When we return, we will jump into our new section, which is Pop Culture Urban Legends.
Yes, we will. And just to be forewarning you, it's getting worse the longer it takes. Or better, who knows?
Yeah. As the sound quality on this recording gets worse, we will get better, and you won't hear it.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So go ahead and hit the button there. It's the only fucking button you've got to press.
Oh,
Just
wait,
press the button. I just kind of want to point this out to the audience. I at the producer and I told him, I said, hey man, all you got to do is press the button that stopped recording. Matt took it as press the one button that he has, which is the eject button, which shot me out of my driver's chair.
Oh, is that what that does? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I should probably label that button in the future.
Yeah, if you would, that would be helpful to me. I think it had a one-time use, though.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, could you reload that? Because that was a hoot.
Yeah, no, I could reload that, but I am the load.
Oh, yeah, that's accurate statement.
Yeah, I am the burden that we all bear. I am the bear that we all burden.
God. Is this how this is going to go? Is that the pop culture urban legend? You're bear urbaning?
I'll tell you how it's not going to go well.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much an easy statement to make.
So the audio quality has degraded to almost unlistenable at this point, and we're still going.
Always was that.
Yeah, if you guys are listening and dealing with this bad audio quality, wow.
That's on you. That's on you guys.
Yeah, we're still going to be making these regardless of quality. Quality's never stopped.
Quality has definitely never stopped us in our pursuit for stupidity.
Even been it's not even on our list of priorities.
Not a footnote.
Yeah. Now, we want to talk about the pop culture urban legend of today, which is.
Well, let me stop you before you say that and say something that like I was thinking about before we came back for the segment, because this particular bit of pop culture, whatever, only existed when VHSs were a thing.
Okay, so that's super fun, and that's true. What we're talking about today is there was a film made in the 80s, probably, called Three Men and a Baby, probably. We did very little research. We just know this story from our youth.
Yeah, well, I've got a little bit of research. There used to be these guys, Steve Guttenberg, Tom Selleck. Like, you probably haven't heard about them. They were VHS demons.
Sure.
And they only existed in the world of VHS, because nowadays I don't know, a lot of those people kind of fell off the face of the earth. Yeah,
no one's ever heard of Police Academy or Magnum PI.
Yes, exactly.
Who was the third guy?
It was oh goodness, I can't remember what his name was. But he was the wacky curly-haired one. He was like their Fred.
Oh. So this is how that went out. The film came out. The film was very popular. A lot of people went to the movie theaters and watched it. Now, back then, movies came out, and to see it, you had to go to the movie theater. And then months and months and months later, a VHS copy would come out. So it comes out on VHS. It is popular, and then as movies do over time, other movies come out and take over its popularity. And this movie goes back into, that was a good film a couple of years ago. And then this story comes out that reignites the want to see this movie.
Yeah, I would say that, I don't know this for a fact, but I would go as far to say that this story probably helped them recapture the sales on that VHS.
It 100% did, and that's why I think the story was so strategic in that it didn't come out when it was in the theater. It didn't come out in the initial release of the VHS. It was after the heat had kind of cooled a little bit and had slacked, and then this story came out and reignited that flame.
Yep.
And the story is, on the set, there was a ghost, and that ghost was captured on film.
Correct. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the story goes that it was a, oh my God, it's very similar to the story in Memento. Not Memento. No. The opening scene of Magnolia. Story about a kid whose family was fighting and he loaded the shotgun. He jumped off the roof. The shotgun went off and shot him in the window. It's very similar to that story.
Yeah. So the smallest version of the story, or I guess the common stories, is there was a child who shot himself with a gun, and he lived in the apartment that they were, and died in the apartment that they were filming in. And in one scene, you can actually see the little kid
in the window.
In the window, and then in another like flash frame, just if you can pause the VHS fast enough, you can actually see another image of the gun there.
Yes. And that leads me to another interesting thing of what we would consider most paused moment in the VHS world of time, because that doesn't exist anymore.
It's definitely going to be Fatal Instinct.
Yeah, there's a lot of those most paused moments in time. The Who Framed Roger Rabbit was another very famous pause moment.
It was, and most of the most paused videos had to do with female nudity. This had to do with a child. With
death. It's one of the rare occasions where it had more to do with death than the innate want to see a woman's unrevealed parts.
Yes, they're her unrevealed parts. But I will say that probably coming up in a latter episode, we will talk about another death caught on camera from The Wizard of Oz. Another highly paused scene.
Sorry, my dog gets really. Yeah, she wanted to chime in. She's really looking forward to The Wizard of Oz episode.
Urza, oh my God, Urza gets so mad because she's like, that story's bullshit.
Why does she sound now like one of the little people from The Wizard of Oz? It's weird.
Because I'm losing my voice.
Your voice, my mind. I guess we're equal.
Yeah, that's fair, brother. Now I'm the pallbearer.
Oh God. Okay, so back to the story.
Okay, so America is shooketh by this revelation that we have footage of a ghost on camera in like really well-received films. Everybody's going out renting this. That's what you did at the time. You would rent a piece of plastic.
Yes. And you had to put it in this big fuck-off device that literally only played mute movies, which is another thing we're not used to. Like every electronic device we have now tells the temperature, it counts your steps, it does like everything. This was just literally for movies.
So I do want to like bring up one thing about that, because you said, hey, you put in this device that only is movies. Mine was a little bit more advanced. Not only would it play the VHS tapes, it would also sometimes eat them.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like a feature. I don't know why we paid extra for. Seems like a bad
fun off the wall
choice.
Story of how we first edited the very first thing we ever did, because God knows we didn't have computers, was linking two of these machines together and having to masterfully pause play to get the cuts you wanted to actually edit a thing out. And it was Man, fun times.
I
VHS to VHS editing too.
and that was before you and I had met, so none of that exists. It didn't even exist when you and I had met. Like all that footage was gone. But the first film that I had made and showed you, that was actually, I would dress as one character, record myself, quickly jump into the other character's costume, record myself, jump back into the original character's costume, and record
Now,
myself.
you do realize that we were TikToking way before TikTok was a thing.
Oh, arguably, we've never stopped TikToking.
Yeah, but it sounds really lame when you say it like that.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. Actually, sounds.
But especially like you look at your movie Pawns, and dude, I see that every 5th or 6th video on TikTok now.
Yeah.
And we used to clown on each other for doing that shit when we were young, and now it's like, dude, that's the new norm.
Yeah, but we clown on it about it now too.
It's true. It's true.
We've never stopped clowning on us for our stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, our summation to the 3 Men and a Baby story.
Right.
I honestly believe, like most people do, that first off, the child silhouette. Do you want to go ahead and air out what that was?
You want to do the reveal?
Yeah, it's all you, man.
So, we're told a story. Look in the window and you'll see the child who is right behind a curtain. And if you look behind the curtain, you see a small figure that looks like a person. And it is. It is a cutout of Tom Selleck wearing a tuxedo that was made as a promotional material and was just on set. And to hide it, they stuck it behind this curtain.
Yep. And then to further hide it, they turned it into a ghost story.
That's right. And it is one of the, if it was a crafted thing, which I'm tempted to believe it was a crafted story, right?
Yeah.
A marketing ploy, a promotional like story. One of the best ever done in the industry.
Well, and again, you have to take your mind back to a time before this critical mass of information. To like, this was a, hey, your friend told you this story. You couldn't go online and research it. Fuck, it took you like 8 hours to even connect to online. And so there wasn't like, you had to go and personally have this experience. And I think it aided from that. And we'll never have that again. That doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore. I was trying to think about other stuff from that time that was like prolific like that. VHS era, toward the end of the VHS era is when we saw Faces of Death, which was like, oh, this is super taboo. But I'm actually more thinking about this film that you and I had watched. And we're super excited to watch it because on the cover, it's like banned in 57 countries, including the United States, for subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
Do you remember this thing?
Was that... I know a lot of different ones that did that, but I'm not for sure which one you're talking about.
Well, this was the one, and we're watching it, and the subliminal message isn't even done that well. So it would like pop up in a funny font, scream bloody murder.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there was another one, and it had like a ghoul's face that like, it wouldn't terrify you if you met that man in the dark.
Well, and I think that's what went so well for the original Exorcist film.
Yeah.
Because people back then, I know it's this weird thing about like when we started fiddling with TikTok and having these, 15-second, 30-second videos, our attention has become like really super focused. So a lot of those like...
Hang on, what are you talking about? I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. So like our attention span has been like driven by media to be smaller and smaller.
Yes.
Which is why we're pretty sure none of you are listening at this point.
We're hoping.
We're hoping. But, you know, again, like to your statement of like how well marketed this ghost story was, it was really hard to get that sort of information out into the zeitgeist. And I think that, again, it aided from it being there, and we'll never have that experience like that again.
Well, you know, we talk so much online and we communicate so much online, so we can get information from like California to Alabama in like, you know, 1 second. We've got a news story that, you know, a political figure passed away, and we know about it in like the same, you know, hour that it fucking happens.
Yeah.
But like back then, we had no communication like that. We did have telephones, but you got to understand, this is a story coming out of Hollywood that may not have been reported on the news, may not have been in the newspapers. So like, it is word of mouth traveling the country.
Yep. And another thing about that idea of like communication, I see a lot of people that do like live paranormal investigations, right? For instance, and there'll be what 200 or 300 fucking people that are telling you. It could be somebody in China, in Japan, it could be somebody in Spain, in America, and they're like, "Holy fucking shit! I saw this thing right over your shoulder." I mean, it's like it's real time discovery, and like back then there was none of that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Well, I think it's
Oh, you're cutting out pretty bad now.
What are you doing? No one even said press the button that time. What is this? What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I tried to hit the eject button. I didn't know if that, like you said, it wasn't reloaded, but I was tapping the shit out of that damn thing.
No, the producer just like twisted his mustache and did this big comical over his head press of the button, and it cut us off.
Okay, look, I'm going to have to go ahead and recheck the credentials on this producer, because I believe one of the necessities on the application was no handlebar mustaches.
Oh, I let him slide, dude. I mean, it was a pretty good one.
Oh, okay. I mean, is it like a tie you to the tracks type of mustache, or is it a kind of a Dick Dastardly type of mustache? I think those are the same thing.
I think that's the same mustache.
Yeah, that's the same mustache.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so recap. So yeah, Three Men and a Baby had Steve Gutenberg. It had Ted Danson and Tom Selleck. That's another guy. It was Ted Danson.
Ted
and
Danson.
then,
How do you forget Ted Danson?
Yeah, well, Ted Danson was the cutout.
Yeah, I know you said Tom Selleck, but I was just gonna let it be.
That's fine. I was looking at an interview from earlier this year, and Tom Selleck had said, was talking about this story, and he's like, everybody talks about the kid who killed himself in his apartment. That's a soundstage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, that's not even a thing that could even be possible. That building didn't even exist.
It's like those videos that you see where it's like nothing is real, this isn't real, my voice isn't real, none of this is a thing. And like that's literally how that breaks down. Like, not only is there no death, there's no place. It doesn't even exist.
Matt, that's not a real video.
It's not even a real VHS. We made up VHS tapes just now.
Yeah, there's no such thing as babies. So let that sink in and marinate.
Oh my God! Cool. Stop backing up! Like, stop walking in reverse! God damn it! Stop it!
Ooh, fat joke. Not a good one.
Not a good one. I've overused that one, honestly.
I had to take my seatbelt off because.
Oh, self-fat joke.
I had to go back into the liquor store when I stopped there and forgot to put it back on.
Wait, you mean your crystal suit?
My crystal suit. My crystal meth suit. How do you mess that joke up?
Yeah. Without my ass.
Without doors. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the podcast.
We're sorry.
I am now officially in the state of Alabama.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Hey, that fun little sign that they've added when you're coming into Alabama from Georgia, and it says home of the 2022 World Games.
Yes. That's
Dude, fuck, man.
no, it's the home of the 22 games.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying, what the fuck?
Oh, and that's not it's more like it should say, in case that doesn't happen, it should say home of 2022 fun games.
Yes, fun games. This is the home of games. We have games here.
Yeah, we always gaming.
We game.
We so game.
But it's the most tiniest little blip of a sign, but it looks like it's been there for ages. I don't know if they mastermind that, but it's it's so off-putting to my brain driving past that sign.
So that sign exists when I'm coming in from Mississippi, when I'm coming in from Florida, when I'm coming in from Georgia. When I'm coming in from Tennessee, there's no sign. They're
Well, that is so fucking stupid. I mean, look, again, I understand the World Games. It's awesome. I'm not a big sports person myself, so I feel it. But good God, couldn't we have other signs that celebrate something else that has been going on in Alabama for way longer? I mean, maybe not racism, but something better. I mean, maybe that's their anti-racism sign, technically speaking.
all right. Well, we've gone to the place in the show where I'm least comfortable. Journeyed past through.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, wait a minute. We have talked about all kinds of Alabama stuff right here. Oh, God. I heard somebody say earlier, if these damn kids don't stop texting while they're driving, I'm going to throw one of my empty beers at them. Damn it, I've lost you. We were canceled on here for my last comment.
Yeah. Hey, before we get cut off, stay rotten.
Yeah, stay rotten before we get cut off. Stay rotten.
Hey, yeah, even if we get cut off, still stay rotten, though. Actually, we said that wrong.
That too, yes.
Regardless of when we get cut off, your job is to stay rotten.
Your job, if you choose to accept it, whether or not, is to stay rotten.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you accept it or not. We need you to stay rotten.
Yeah, technically, you're just rotten anyway, so be there at that.
You're contractually obligated. Fuck. Are we done with the podcast?
I don't know.
Hey, go ahead and hit the button. Turn the red light off. Go ahead and hit the button.
My God.
Go ahead and
this is getting really meta.
All I need you to do so that we can end the podcast is press the button that ends the podcast. We've already done the stay rotten thing.
Why is he riding around with you?
All right. First of all, why with me and he's on a little tiny pony? I don't understand.
How does he have his own room in your car?
That's what I don't understand.
Is he paying you for a portion of your car rent, or?
No, this is the thing, dude. He's riding on a little pony that's inside my car, right? So he's technically, I'm not riding in the car, I'm on the pony. And I'm that's not how that works. Both you and the pony need to pony up some money.
Oh my God, I fucking hate you so bad right now.
You gotta stay rotten.
Stay rotten, dick.
Join us next time for another episode of Rotten Mournings.